All right, apologies for the delay. Let's call the meeting to order at 9:08.
Hi, John.
Hi, Russ, wherever you are. Oh, and is Deb
I
here
can see you,
remotely?
but I can't hear you.
Yes, good morning.
Okay, so, we have.
Did you hear what he said, though? He can see but not hear.
I'm sorry,
He said he could see us but not hear us.
can you hear us? No, he can't hear us.
Test
Deb,
one,
can you?
two, test.
I can see and hear you fine.
Okay.
I'll text her. So it might be on his end.
Yeah,
Can you hear us through the phone?
oh, he's hung up on the phone. The phone is hung up. Do we get Martha back? Let's
It
just
may
go quickly
be,
and we can get this fixed.
Deb, are you on? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Russ.
Oh, funny.
my sign language, like texted him, so.
Mhm.
Sorry, I can speak but can't hear.
Hi.
Hi, are the microphones green?
They are green, Russ.
Yes.
And Deb can hear
Yeah,
us.
Do you want to just put that
Oh,
on the thing for now?
put it on the
We're
table.
not getting abbreviation, and I'll go back and see.
Sure.
How's that, Russ?
yeah, I can hear you fine now.
Fine now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
It's a Band-Aid, but we'll.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
all right, finally, let's call to order. With both Deb and who is this first building?
That would be, Curly.
Okay, Curly, you're on for the whole meeting. Julie, you're here when Russ isn't here. You're on when Russ isn't here. Okay. Approval of the March 9th meeting minutes.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I wasn't here. Oh,
Russ, Deb, can you second the approval of the minutes?
I will
I
abstain.
second.
I missed that meeting.
Okay,
Deb wasn't there.
Russ seconds, yes? Russ? Okay. All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Hi,
And Curly and Deb, are you abstaining?
I don't
Yes.
think I can vote if I wasn't here.
You just abstain. Yeah. Okay. So the motion carries 3-0 with 2 abstentions.
You're on.
Well, we're jerry rigging the vocal. We have to operate through the phone
No,
because
see, your speakers are on though.
I know, but they're not working.
See how Russ is said.
Oh, Russ is not.
On, but
Russ is muted.
sign.
That's why. Russ,
I
can you
think it's
unmute
working
yourself?
now. I think it's
Now
working
you
now.
Yeah,
Oh,
You guys hear
okay.
me? Yeah.
yes.
You just walk in the room and it's cured. Thank you.
So turn it off.
Okay, any public comments? Co-chairs report. Russ, do you have anything?
I don't have anything at the moment, no.
I'd just like to mention a few things. The Halls Road Sidewalk Committee has been constituted. I think there is only one vacancy. There's at least the public announcement has no chair. Members include Tim Griswold, Robin Breeding. So once there's a chair, Russ or I will be in touch with the chair just to tell them that we have a voice in this and open lines of communication. I also spoke with Eric Knapp, who told me that there is a special zoning meeting later this month. I forget the exact day, to work out, talk not yet about anything substantive, but work out the procedures for meeting with town boards and commissions about the new zoning regulations. And we're right back on time. That's all I had. So Wendy and Dave, are you here first about the dumpster? Yes. Well, come up and
Morning.
hello.
Some handouts here for you guys. So just as a refresh, we rescinded our COA from the previous one for the
Yes.
dumpster. We had some things we had to work out, and also from some advice from our electrician and different people, vendors. We had to make some changes. So we have a new COA and the changes.
Okay. And that you brought that with you?
Yep.
Is
Pretty
this gonna,
simple.
is this gonna be on the same site?
Yeah. I mean,
Thanks
it's
very
probably
much.
about a 15-foot difference from before.
Martha?
So really simple. The size proposed is exactly the same as we discussed before, which is on the first page. The second page is on the sidewalk. You can see the corner of Sill House. I purposely did that so you can see the pink where the dumpster is. And then the third page is just an AI rendering of, we've all seen the containers that you can put dumpsters in, or the ones you have at your house, just the regular garbage cans. So the proposal is to build one with the same trim profiles, color, wood, everything that the Academy has. So it really just blends in, and it just looks like it's part of the building. Reason being, the other locations or all the areas around it, we have to have certain clearance for electrical with things that are there. We have light poles. We were not going to go moving all that stuff. And then also talking to the dumpster company, we have to be in a place that is acceptable for them to pick up when there's snow and stuff like that. So,
So this is, so where from this is the generator? That it's no longer right next to the.
correct. Yeah.
You mean transformer, right, John?
The transformers, but yeah. Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Comments, questions?
We'd also be building it in-house because myself and one of our other facilities members are as previously licensed in Boston or Massachusetts contractor, and he is as well down here. We've built custom cabinets and decks and built-ins and all that stuff. So we're going to just do it in-house, but it will look very similar, if not.
And what's the top of that?
So the top's going to be
The black, is that the same sort of material as on the roof?
so I don't know that we're going to put roofing on it. I think we're just going to paint it.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
paint it black. Yeah.
Right.
The AI wouldn't let me really get. It's a little tough. I'm not that good at it, and AI is not that great yet. So, but yeah, I think the top is just going to be. The idea is that it's similar or the same as the ones that we've all seen on Home Depot or whatever, with just a flip top that would flip up.
And do you have dimensions for the with the outside?
Yeah, so it's actually the AI drawing was a little big and I couldn't get it to shrink down, but it's just going to be a foot larger than the dimensions you see on the first page with the gentleman standing next to the dumpster, roughly to that, just enough so that the company can open the doors and pull it out. So the goal is to have it be as small as possible. It's literally a foot probably.
And is that a door, the black rectangle in front, is that a door?
Yeah, it would just, it's probably gonna have to be two just for weight purposes. Like it's hard to get that drawn into, but yeah, it would just be two doors, which is actually what the doors on this section here, those are two.
So same
Same. yeah.
material.
Yep.
So just blend into the building and.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the goal is, I mean, I went out into the street to find the most visual view and used that. We'll call it the worst view,
Right.
the most visual. So this is where you would see it the most. And I feel like if you see that box there, Bill, I mean, you're gonna just think there's a lot of planes in that area, right? There's
Right.
flat roof, there's regular roofs, there's doors. So it's just gonna it'll probably just, I mean, it's gonna look like it's part of the building from the street,
Does it fully screen the dumpster on all sides, and what's the material? And unfortunately, I can't see the printout.
Yeah, I'm
just-
sorry.
Yeah.
I
just wanted to
know,
make
yeah.
sure- Just want to make sure it's fully screening the dumpster from all viewpoints.
Correct. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a box that it fits
Yep.
in
Oh, got
with
it.
a front
Yep.
door that would open. And then the idea is to use exactly the same materials. So
I heard
I
that,
didn't measure
yeah.
yet, but if the trim is 5.5 inches on the building, we're going to do
Mhm.
the same profiles
Perfect.
on this. Yep.
Great. Good. Thank you. I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, well,
So I move that we accept the CLA as presented with the profile of the new dumpster not to exceed 1 foot on any of the dimensions beyond the size of the dumpster.
and we should, since there's no written description, add in on the condition that the materials that are used match those of the building behind it. Both the doors to match the doors it'll be to the left on the main building,
Yeah.
and the wood siding that's not to exceed 1 foot would match the vertical clapboards on the building.
Yeah. That's correct.
Second.
Early seconds, further discussion, any comments from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Deb, are you
John, I have
voting?
to step
In favor.
out.
Deb?
Yes, in favor.
Oh, in favor. Okay. The motion carries 5-0-0, and Russ has to leave. So Julie, you're on.
Oh.
And Russ, try to rejoin if you can. Okay. And then
Stay right here.
stay right here.
I will we can make some room for the chairs up here if you want.
So,
Very welcome.
yeah, come on up.
So you all know that Alarm Academy has purchased and acquired the property next door, 80-1. Super exciting for the academy to be expanding its campus. We had zoning approval 2 weeks ago, I believe, maybe 3 now. So making our way around,
Right?
but everything is exciting. So the barn is going to be part of our educational operations. The house has the vision of the residents being used for a hospitality fellow, which will be somebody associated with the school to help host social events and hospitality type things. And then also visiting faculty in terms of spaces to stay, in terms of the apartments that are available on the campus. So we're super excited. It's still vacant right now. It's going to begin to see some work in the future, hopefully very soon. But if you haven't met Jeff and Mary, oh, I'm in between you guys.
And asked me to switch
Mary
places with
Wilson, yeah, that's Mary Wilson and Jeff Riley, who are the architects of the plans to renovate. So I'll let them take it from here.
And you're also the grantor.
We're we're the donors, we're the occupants, we're the architects.
It's
Here we are.
an amazing gift, so.
Yeah, it's great.
It's our pleasure.
Our end,
We're great supporters of the academy.
contribution to the academy and the town. I'm just curious, this is not on the merits of what you're doing, but where is the land trust property that abuts?
These, I don't know.
It says abutting and opposite property owners.
Is it the
Where do you
wetland?
see that?
Oh, the land trust is down by the river.
It's the wetland, the back.
It's the
Oh,
wetlands.
Oh, the back, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's direct water. I call it water access in the rear of the property.
Beyond on the southwest corner. of the river.
As I understand it, only the driveway planter is currently visible from Lime Street. And I guess my question is, because we usually don't consider C of A applications for project structures that are not visible. However, if the reason it's not visible is plants, I do think we may want to consider that because some of the plants are deciduous, if the plants die, I mean, it's
Mhm.
like if it could be visible.
Mhm.
So are there any parts of this that would be completely shielded by the Dennison house? Or fences or other existing.
Jeff's going to overload you with maps and drawings and everything, but
No,
knowing that we always want to be more, we assured you
No,
last year that we'd be more forthcoming and transparent moving forward. So you can guide us along the way.
Appreciate that.
I just want to make a quick comment, then I will let you run with it. The bordering the trees that prevent the view are definitely, if one ever did die or anything happened to them, they've probably been there now for 30 or 40 years, judging by the height. But they're specifically there to border and screen the two properties that I know for a fact the owner in the front wants and always will have. And I do believe they are on his property,
The Dennisons.
the Dennisons. Yeah. Just as a side, they're not hydrangeas that are just someone plant. They're very specific to screen tactfully, not.
So I realized that at the scale that you have, and you can't see a thing.
No.
So I made slightly bigger versions of it,
Okay.
and unfortunately,
We'll take the J.
Deb, Katie,
We'll share one over here.
Share, you can share.
Is there enough?
I have enough.
We can have enough.
You have enough?
Yeah, enough.
Everybody's got it?
Okay.
Good.
So what I've done, the second page the first page is just the existing. Second page, you see the little blue arrows. By the way, just so you, Mary and I are both architects, and I founded Centerbrook Architects, who you might know, back in 1975, and I'm now retired, and Mary's retired.
No, you're not.
We just happen to be doing all of this.
But we're not tired,
Just not kidding.
just retired. So the little blue arrows are the photos that follow. And the Dennison house is the lovely, beautiful, kind of mustard colored house right in the front, right here. And it blocks, I would say, 90% of it. But if you look at the second page, this page here, you'll see the Dennison house on the right-hand side of that photo. And then what Dave was referring to, that whole row, that it looks like a black line, a black wall there. That's all actually several layers of evergreen trees.
What are they?
And some of it is Dennison, and some of it is the Lime Academy. And it's, if anything happened to any of those trees, it's getting replaced immediately.
What are the trees?
They're hemlocks and I think there's some pines in there, but it's all evergreen.
Mixed, okay.
This is in the middle of winter, you can see,
Yeah.
and
It's the entire, it's their entire property line. Really, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's the whole-
well, there's a fence
Yeah, yeah.
on one side and then it's evergreens and and so if you go to the site plan here, you'll see photo number 1, the arrow,
Gotcha.
and then you can see all of these trees here. That's how thick the growth is in there. It's very dense. And there are two, I listed these in terms of projects. Project A is the little planter out here that you can see from the street, but all we're doing there is just taking a big circle of stones and making it slightly smaller and putting a tree in the middle of it. Because believe it or not, you can't get a car out of the garage. I think when Gil Borrow made that big circle, he made it large enough to handle a huge sculpture, which is now gone because he took it.
Dawn redwoods, I saw you were going to plant a dawn redwood there. Did
Yeah.
they do well here?
Oh yeah,
We had one in our yard that exploded in the
Yeah.
field when it was hit by lightning. But my only comment is they get huge.
they get very big, but we there's lots of room for it. And the nice thing about it is as they get tall, the lower trunk is gorgeous. It's very sculptural and there's a picture of, if you look in here, you'll see the lower trunk here, this picture here. It's really a beautiful tree and but it's a redwood. I mean, at some point, I guess you take it down. I don't know, but not in my lifetime. But and we actually had hoped to be here last December and have the tree planted by now. It's sitting up at Balix right now, so waiting for its turn to be in the ground. So the two projects C and D are hidden by both the Dennison house and this forest of evergreens here. Project E, which is really a deck and a porch, would almost not be visible even in any case. And then Project B, which is a front porch and a canopy for the front entrances, that's actually tucked behind Dennison House. And then there's some trees that Lime Academy's main campus has here, some evergreen trees here. So it's pretty well hidden. And as Dave said, I think any trees that come down are going to get almost immediately replanted. But nonetheless, we want it to be beautiful, whether you can see it or not. And our whole goal is to have the because we are, as Wendy said, we're the hospitality fellows at the academy. So we anticipate having students come over, and we want a nice entrance. Right now, the front of the house is really quite unappealing. And so we thought having an offering of a canopy at the front door would make it feel more inviting and welcoming.
What would that look like? The canopy.
Yeah, again, if you go to the last page, it's just a flat roof canopy with a mahogany fascia on it, and then mahogany columns that come down. And what we want is it's a modern house. I mean, it's a ranch house basically, but what it's lacking is any kind of detail or shadow lines that would be typical of colonial, beautiful, crafted colonial houses. So we wanted to get some kind of shadow lines and texture from sunlight on the front of that building, and that was the main thing. And then we wanted a sense of welcome, of some kind of cover that if you're standing there waiting to come in the door, you can see out of the
So,
rain.
forgive me, is this a picture of the canopy? What?
Yes, that's
what
it.
is actually the?
That's it. That's the fascia
Right.
of the canopy, and these are details. And if you look over here, you can see they're labeled here. B would be these are the columns here, and then this is the little elevation under B. And then the door is pictured here.
So how far does the canopy extend?
If you go to the floor,
It's on the 2 pages back.
okay.
Page on the.
Yeah.
Towards the back of the
Oh,
package.
towards the back.
Yeah, it's the
That's the plan.
third from the very back. Yeah.
It's the addition in the front of the house that is in the light yellow.
Okay. Okay, well, so we're not jumping around. Let maybe take each project in order. But
Sure.
First, are
If I could ask one question about
Sure.
this before we move on. The existing exterior material is gray.
It's a gray clapboard. Yeah.
Gray clapboard, and so this is showing a mahogany colored shingle.
Oh, no, that's just the gray clapboard siding would remain throughout. Yeah.
So the only mahogany will be the
It's
surround.
The frame of the door
the
and the
frame
door
and the
itself.
surround.
Yeah.
And also the canopy will be
Fascia.
fascia only. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.
and are those side lights on the door?
There'd be side lights on the door, but framed in one.
Thank you.
Okay, so if we take them in order, I guess my question is, are there any of these projects that if something did happen to the plantings,
Mhm.
a new owner says, I hate trees. Are there any of these projects that would still remain invisible from Lime Street
So,
because of an existing structure?
yeah, so I think Project A would be mostly hidden by Dennison House, but if you went all the way over here, if you look at the photo number 2, which is like there, you can't see the house at all because of Dennison. Okay, but then if you go to the next photo, you can just start to see this wing here. And that's pretty much as far as you see. But if all of those trees went down, you'd probably start to see Project B
Okay.
from that angle.
Project C.
Project C and D, you would see if you go back to photo number 1, if you lost all of those trees, you would see Project D and C.
Okay.
And I don't think you see Project E from anywhere, because it's on the fully back side of the house. Yeah.
And Jeff, can you refresh us? C and D are in the Historic District Commission zone.
Everything is, and the house,
And B.
the house is in, so any part of the house, I think,
Yes.
is,
The whole house is in there.
I, the line is,
If
the line
any
is
part
shown.
of the Structure is in the district.
This line
Commission has
doesn't,
jurisdiction.
doesn't matter.
I think because part of the house is in the historic district, all of the house is subject. That's not.
Yes. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm back to project E. So photo 6. So that's the deck. If you were to take photo from this angle, you presumably could still see a bit of the deck.
Yeah, I mean, boy, that would be a real stretch, but yeah. Yeah, I suppose if you came all the way down here and you lost all those trees, you'd start to see part of that, yeah.
Okay. So, project A.
Project A,
Is this just?
That's the planter.
Where do I get a picture of the planter?
if you want the existing,
No, the dimensions and the,
Oh,
on a
here, you can
diagram.
see it Here. This little oval here. The dotted line is the
Okay.
existing planter and the new outline is
all
shown.
right, we use the existing stone added on redwood. No landscape lights. Questions or comments about project A?
I think it looks good.
Yeah, I do
Very
too.
pretty.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Um,
The
Very,
landscape
very
lighting.
carefully thought out.
why don't we, just in case there are separate conditions, approve each project in order? So is there a motion concerning project A?
I move that we accept project A as illustrated on the maps and the charts provided.
Okay. There's a second, Burley seconds. Further discussion? Deb, you're, you can't see any of this. Are you there? She may not be.
Yes, I'm here. I'm looking at the details that were sent through Martha, so
Okay, these are just expanded versions, I believe, of what was sent.
right.
It's really great.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
I
That motion carries. Okay, project B would be,
B and C.
I lose track of things.
It's-
Okay.
that's the front
The
entry
new front
canopy.
door,
Yeah.
the new canopy,
The canopy and the
stone steps and walkway to match the existent recessed down lights in the canopy, move an existing wall sconce. And I'm kind of squinting here, but you have dimensions. Do you have dimensions for all of these things on the plans? For example, the door here.
It's a 3-foot door. And the canopy comes out 6 feet on the apartment wing. And then on the main house, it's a 3-foot door. And the canopy comes out, I'm gonna just about 10 feet.
I guess my question is whether those, if I get a magnifying glass, can I see those dimensions on what you've submitted? Otherwise, we need to add the
At dimension.
dimensions to our, what motion of what's being approved.
No, there's not a dimension written on there. It's kind of a field situation, but, I can certainly put a dimension in there.
You have dimension drawings at home, right?
Yeah, but I didn't bother to dimension that because it's all field. You have to
Yeah.
locate it in the field because of the geometry.
Um,
So John, what more do you need for it?
Well,
For the motion?
I'm just thinking that we should somewhere have an indication of what the dimensions of.
Can we
Things
approve the plan with the dimensions of approximately a 3-foot door and a 6-foot canopy still to be? Or we could say the door not to exceed 3
sure.
feet and the canopy not to exceed 6 feet so that we could go ahead.
Oh,
and
yeah, I think we can do that. It's just, I was trying to sort of save time because
Yeah.
if they were on here, we could just approve
Yeah.
as
Right,
submitted.
but yeah,
It is a scale drawing, so,
yeah.
and I,
There's also an indication of the door size right here in the
yeah,
doorway.
no, the
So
door,
The door size is specified right here on the drawing.
right.
It's just there's no running dimensions on the length of the canopy.
Go up a little bit to this map.
Yeah, see, yeah, let me point it out. If you go to this drawing here, and you see in the swing of the door, there's a 3/0 by 6'8". That's a 3-foot door by 6'8" high.
Mhm.
So, and in the other door, you see the
Okay.
dimensions of the door there listed
Okay.
by the swing.
There are dimensions for the canopy.
No,
It's just a scale drawing, but
Can you
it's,
give us an approximate?
yeah, I can say it's approximately I would say, 14 feet. The main thing would be roughly 14 feet out and the side canopy would be roughly 6 feet out or 7 feet out
From the house,
from the house. Yeah.
Okay. And the materials are specified.
Yes,
Here?
they're specified there. It's mahogany. It just,
Yeah.
mahogany.
Okay.
And we'd treat it like, so it wouldn't gray. We want it to keep the wood color.
Um, So let me make the motion to approve project B as submitted with the condition that the canopy extending from the main house, is that correct?
Yes.
It be approximately 14 feet out, and then how long would it be?
How wide would it be?
Yeah,
Say 9 feet.
approximately 14 feet by 9 feet canopy, and on the side, it'd be approximately 6 feet by
8 feet.
8 feet. There a second?
And if you wanted to refer to a scale drawing, that would be fine too.
Well,
Oh, but,
where's the scale drawing?
well, you're right. This is,
there's no scale.
there's no scale.
Is there a second?
A second.
Further discussion?
John, I have just a few comments on project B. I love the front door. I love the bifolding doors. It's a very modern Southampton look. I'm just a little concerned going forward. And I know that this house didn't look historic to begin with, and I agree that these are all improvements. Just to make mention that, these are not historic looking improvements either, in my opinion.
Right, the bifold doors happen in the back of the house, not in front. For clarification.
Yeah, Deb, I take your point. My personal view is looking at the close-ups, it very much fits and improves the current look of the house.
I agree.
Further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Deb, are you voting one way or the other?
Yes, I'm in favor.
Okay. So project B carries, and then project C.
So that project C is a tiny little bump out on the mudroom library that gives us laundry that gives us access to the garage, and it's really just an extension of the existing facade and roof.
This is the garage.
That's the garage, yeah. And
And also explain that the reason we need to have access to the garage is because we're closing the current access to the garage off to make a private entry for the apartment above the garage for the academy to use.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
so if the elevation of
So where on this is project C?
so if you
Oh,
look at
it's under this, it's right under here. So if you go in the previous page. That's the roof plan. It's right here. See, this is the existing and that's the addition. This is the yellow.
In the darker yellow.
Yeah.
right, and if you go to photo 5A, the photo 5A is this guy.
Yes.
a lovely elevation. So where you see the dotted line, all we're doing is just continuing the clapboard wall and a door and a window, and the roof line all just continues. So
Okay. The clapboards, you will match in size and color
yes,
and material.
yes,
And the existing. Is the wood decking that's referred to, where would that be?
that if you go again to the
Is that
Already
part of
planned.
project C?
Yeah.
It's
Thank you.
Oh,
here,
okay.
the stairs. This is the indoor part. And then these are outdoor steps.
And do we have,
it's an epay deck.
Is there an
And
EP
do-
deck there now?
It's a pressure treated wood painted gray.
and what's ePay?
Great.
Epay's it used to be the poor man's teak. It's now the rich man's
Yeah.
epay.
Very dense.
It's wonderful.
And then what would the dimensions of the decking be? Are those on the plan?
No.
There's something on the plan. Oh, that's,
Yeah.
okay.
But I can, if you don't mind, I can give you a very close estimate.
I would say
6 feet out,
6 feet out by 8.
8 feet wide with steps.
They can't go beyond there's an electric meter on the wall there where the electric service is
Right.
measured, and that has to be, it will be relocated by about a foot, right? But
Yeah.
it has to stay there, so the decking can't really go beyond that.
And you've got two steps, one step,
3 risers.
3 risers. Same material? Is
Yes,
that-
E-Pay.
So I move that we approve project C with the conditions that the clapboards be of the same material as the main house. And that the E-Pay deck and it be approximately 6 by 8 feet with 3 risers also in E-Pay wood.
Second.
Further discussion?
John,
Comments?
was there any consideration to not matching the existing shingle because from these photos, it's not very appealing? Was there any consideration to doing a wood roof on the whole project?
No, I don't think there's funding for redoing the whole house in cedar. There is some consideration being given to whether since we have to, we're going to have new shingles trying to match old shingles, we may redo the whole roof in asphalt shingles to match the academy, the main campus of the academy. But that,
That's not part of what you're proposing.
it's not right now, only because we'd have to, and we're happy to come back and let you know what the decision is, but it's a financial decision. And it-
Re-roof the entire.
yeah. And another possibility is that you re-roof only from the ridge and from the ridge down. It's,
So the new roof.
right now we're gonna try and,
Shingles would be just for this new addition or?
well, it has to go up a little bit. It probably goes all the way up to the ridge by the time we're trying to feather in,
But not over.
not all the way down here.
not
Yeah.
these.
No.
And it also depends on whether we can actually match the existing shingles. And if we can't, we'd come back to you and say, you know what, we can't match it. We're going to just re-shingle this whole roof and this whole roof. And we'd let
Well,
you know.
if,
Or we can approve that now.
no, we would want to discuss, if you're going to re-roof the whole thing, I think we would want to know more details about what you're
Okay.
proposing.
I just want to say that I think Deb has a really good point, and that if you were able to match, for example, the color of the door with new asphalt roof tiles, it would be much, much more attractive than this mottled or whatever multicolored roof that's now there.
Yeah. Personally, I hate the asphalt shingles that are there now.
Yeah,
I
they're not great.
And if we can afford to redo the whole thing, we would.
Yes.
But
How old is that? Is it need of,
it's hard to know. There are parts of it that look like it could be close to being ready to re-roof. But I think the option of doing the whole house in cedar is not feasible. I don't think
But the option of doing the whole house with a different material in asphalt is still a possibility.
yes, definitely. It would be our desire to do that. And I think if we, and it would just be, we'd treat all of the eave details the same and so forth. It would just be a different material. We're happy to come back with a proposal for a different asphalt shingle. But it would be, I can tell you what we would probably do is we would match it's an architectural asphalt shingle. It's kind of a charcoal gray. Do you have I don't even know if you have a spec on.
I don't know, because it's 20, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, we would try and just tie it into the main campus.
well, I think we would be receptive to that if that's in the cards, but for today, with the small portion, I understand the proposal is just to match the existing shingles.
Yeah.
So, the motion on the floor is to approve with the conditions that the clapboards match the existing material. The 6 by 8 foot deck in eBay and 3 risers in eBay.
And are you adding in one of the provisions is to match the existing roof asbestos shingles as they are now, and that's it.
That's included in what's submitted. Yeah. I'm not adding conditions if they're already here.
Right.
Okay. Further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Budget. Moving through the alphabet here.
Yeah.
D.
D is, so this, if you go to the floor plan, which is 3 pages back from the far back. That's, and
Yep, yep.
you,
This is project D right
Yeah,
here.
and that's in addition to the master bedroom. And here we would have the bifold steel doors that wrap around the corner and continue on down across the rest of the master bedroom, the dining, living room area.
This
and
is
the
where
kitchen.
right now there's a semicircle window here on the wall,
And
the wall.
And glass block.
Yeah, and then glass block. So right now there's a, here is the existing wall. There's a semicircle, sort of like a half sphere with, and then there's all glass block. Right?
So this dark yellow is brown now. This
Yeah,
is
Grand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's an air conditioning unit out there that's going to get changed.
Yeah, so that's right in front of this dotted rectangle is the view of that existing facade on the master bedroom facing the street.
And it was, that photograph was taken about 10 feet away from the house. So you can see how
Yeah.
pretty.
And then where would the door be? The steel door right
These,
here?
yeah, these are the doors.
Oh, I see, on all those sides.
Yeah. There's a lovely little garden.
What is it? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, there's a lovely little, what Gil Borough called the secret garden, which is right here. And it's cedar trees. It's very pretty. And we just wanted to look out on that.
And all the lighting that's going in, it's gonna be like kind of residential, dark sky, not like a
We're not doing any exterior lighting.
lighting. Okay, and it can't be. No.
Oh, in the
Can't be
the
downlight.
yeah,
Like
we're gonna-
so.
downlight right behind each column.
Okay.
The columns are have openings in them,
Uh-huh.
so the light will let a little bit of light kind of squeeze out
Pretty.
in the openings.
But recessed, right?
Recess.
Yes, everything's
Yeah.
recessed. Yeah.
That's what the question is.
So which are this is the black diamond
Yeah, and it's going to
doors?
Black Diamond or Nano Wall makes one. Ramic makes one, but they're all and it's a steel door, so it's a fairly thin, narrow line. You don't get a big heavy profile on it. And again, the ePay, the deck is ePay, same.
And the size of the porch there would be.
Now we're dimensioned, or at least.
Yeah, some dimension.
Well, it's 7 feet for away from the house, and then it's the length of the house, so.
That's the roof plan. This is the roof of the exterior canopy. And, yeah.
And do you want to point to the elevation down the lower?
This?
Yeah, that's what the,
What am I looking at?
project D,
I can't orient myself.
What will be the material of the canopy I'm now looking at project E.
So this is the elevation of looking at the house from the street. Just this one.
Right.
These are the roof lines. And then this is the facade looking directly at the house from the pool, the existing swimming pool. So it's turned around the corner. So this,
Confused, I'm sorry.
okay, so this view is looking at this wall here.
This view,
Yeah, just this.
I gotcha.
And then this view is that. It's looking at
And
this.
what direction does that face?
that faces towards the river.
Towards the river. Yeah.
the next door neighbor.
So this is, if the plantings were going, you might just get a little.
Right.
Yeah,
Uh,
to be honest with you, I think you,
well, I don't even know. See, so here's the site plan. This is where the canopy is going, and this is.
Yeah,
mine.
you're good. No, I'm good.
It's okay.
yeah, you'd have to be, and I think there's a house right here.
There's a house here, and there's.
Yes.
Do their house
I find me a
where they are
little bit
now.
out of it, mostly.
I mean,
Believable.
I'm going to look back and see if.
if we knew the house, the other house were blocking it, we wouldn't even.
I know. Visit me.
Well, if you can approve it,
Sorry, we've had too many conversations. This is
Property,
supposed
you
to
know.
be recorded.
It's time
So,
to, I mean, Gil was great, but it was just,
okay.
everything's kind of like a.
So the
gauge
question,
limit,
the question is, you're basically not going to be able to see this, not just because of the plantings, but because of the Dennison house and another house, but we don't know for sure. Anyway, I think for project D, the only condition I would have is again to specify that the clapboards match the existing material. And then approximate dimensions, are they given here with?
well, on project D, they're on the plan, which is 14 feet by 17.
2 pages back. One more page. These are the dimensions along here.
Okay.
That's new construction. And then this matches the existing length of the house.
Okay.
And Sweetie, just point out that it's 17 feet addition by.
I see,
Yeah,
it's 17.
17.
Okay, so those are specified. All right, so I would move to approve project D with the condition that the clapboards match as submitted, with the addition that the clapboards match the existing material, the material of existing clapboards.
Second.
Julie, did you second? Carolyn did.
Carolyn seconded.
Thanks.
Further discussion?
John, we're on D, so have we discussed the bifold doors yet or not yet? That's in E.
Well, we have been looking at the image on the last page of the doors. I think, Deb, one consideration is this really is not going to be, is almost certainly not going to be visible because of existing houses, but we don't know that for 100% sure. So
Right, I was just gonna ask, maybe I'm getting ahead for in photo 6, where there's 2 sets of sliders right now. So the bifold, the black steel bifold is going to encompass that whole area where the cutout lines are, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
but that's, we're not approving that right
Right,
now.
right, we're on D.
We're on D.
And John,
Okay.
just one other comment. I think for a project of this size being A, B, C, D, E, we probably should have had a site visit for this. It would have been nice to see it because we really can't see this property, you know, because of the position of it. I would love to see it when it's completed too.
You're invited for cocktails.
Thank you.
Hold you to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thought. I didn't think of that, Deb, but I think the materials we've been presented with show and we've got large format photographs, so they really show pretty clearly what the grounds and house are like. So motion for D has been made and seconded. Further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. And we're to the last one, E.
This is a canopy. It's basically a flat roof, so there's no shingles involved in E. It's just a flat roof. It essentially matches the canopy out in the front of the building.
Same material.
Same everything.
Yeah.
Same column, same
Square
fascia, same.
Nice.
The square footage of the deck is specified on the photo.
The dimensions are,
It says 308 square feet,
oh, is it? Okay.
but do we know how far out that extends? Is that
7'4".
okay, that's specified? What's an EPDM roof?
It's basically a flat rubber roof. You can't see it. No roof is actually flat. It has to pitch slightly, but you can't see it from the ground.
And color of that?
It's a dark gray.
Is the existing canopy here is EDPM?
No, the existing canopy that we're demolishing, which is rotting off, it's all rotted and everything, is a plexiglass roof.
Oh.
Significant improvement.
And the vines are so thick on it that it's literally just eating the deck and the roof and everything.
Could we have permission to go and walk around?
Ask the owner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just, I'd love to.
We just
I'd
rent.
love to see
We're
it.
just renters.
Yeah, we can arrange if whoever you can get a hold of me and I can bring you over anytime.
Yeah, I'd love for you to see a before anyhow,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the after is going to be,
Yeah.
and we have a whole deck that goes out to a art studio that out here is
Great.
out of your bailiwick, but it's
Right now, there's an
Park.
in-ground pool and some derelict pool houses. That are.
What will you do with the pool?
just filling it in, and
Yeah.
putting 2 trees.
What do you do with the pool houses?
That we're gonna.
They're tear down.
They're tear down to put an art studio.
They're falling it down anyhow.
Yeah.
Well, so that's a later submission.
No, it's way out of the.
Oh, out of the
It's
historic.
almost 50 feet outside of the historic zone.
Well, I will move that we approve project E as submitted with the conditions that the clapboards match the material of the existing clapboards and that the new EPDM roof be a dark gray.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Carries. Thank you. It looks-
Thank you.
looks gorgeous.
And we will absolutely have you all over.
Yeah,
the
we would love
Yeah,
that.
It would be nice to see. It. It's very exciting. It looks
Yeah.
We
terrific.
Yeah.
definitely should see it before
Yeah.
and after.
Yeah.
I've walked around it when it was sculptured.
Yes.
Oh,
So I've seen the pool and,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I'll show you, I'll try to show you. But this is the deck and the new studios here. This is what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
It's all going to be decked with some gardens. And then this is Harry's sculpture studio, my painting studio, and then a stone wall with a raised shade tree. The whole idea is to be able to be welcoming to students, have them over for a pizza or stuff like
Yes.
that. There.
Thank you so much.
Thank
This is
you.
exciting.
Yeah. That's some work ahead of us then.
Yeah.
What's your timeline?
What's the timeline?
Well, this meeting happened just in the nick of time.
Yeah,
Because
right.
we're gonna start demolishing the pool house this week, maybe. Yeah. We got kind of hung up. We would have been in front of you back in November or December, but the planning and zoning got delayed and delayed. And we needed to get through that before we came to you. So we're probably 4 months behind schedule right now. So we're gonna hop on it. And I turned 80 last year, so I'm what's called an old man in a hurry.
I love it. I love it.
Understood.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
that's best of
really
luck with this
impressive.
lovely plan.
Yes.
And I can leave my cell phone number with you. Just, I can write it down on these plans if you want. That was one of them.
That might-
Great, yeah, and anyone feel free, call, and I can bring you over anytime. I assume a
Love that.
nicer day is better than a lousy day, but, yeah. So for there,
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dave.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, I think I
D
took
O
more
N
for a minute.
B R O.
Are we leaving all of these here or?
Facilities
Well,
manager.
I don't need.
And
to
6 or I'm sorry,
They
860.
have other uses for them.
If you'd like us to take them, that's fine.
I'd love to.
I'm gonna keep
One
one.
for record?
I'm gonna keep one
Anytime.
here.
Dave's got it.
You got it.
Yes, yes, big one.
Can you stop and
These can be.
Sure.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
There's another one.
Oh, here.
Yes, I'll look online.
Oh.
Thank you.
You need that?
Yeah. Our resident landscape expert. can keep a copy.
Hold on.
All right, we'll probably see it, so we can bring it into the barn as well.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. We're, as usual, a bit behind. Deb
Thank you. Bye.
Deb did make a very good point, which is our practice has been, and it just escaped me today, but for any kind of major improvements, we typically schedule a site visit so that we can all have in mind exactly what it's going to look like. So renewal of the C of A for windows at 1 Lime Street. Do you have any update, Martha, on the timetable of that work?
Yeah, I had a nice email exchange with Charlie James, and he said they expect to get started with that in June.
So should we approve it for 6 months just to make sure that it's done this year?
You do that? Yeah. Gives them the
Is there-
whole summer.
Well, let's see. April, May, June, July, August, September, might be October. We do a year. I mean, a year is standard.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to renew the C of A for windows at 1 Lime Street for a year?
A year or 6 months, I thought. I thought you said 6 months.
Yeah, but if it's delayed, it's still warm enough to do it at 7 months in October. So just,
I'll make the motion.
is there a second?
Again.
Julie seconds, discussion. All in favor? Okay. The one thing that we really do need to talk about today, in my opinion, is this bill. And I don't know, I sent it late, so if why don't we all take a few minutes to read through?
Well, I think I read it, John.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, we can start talking then. The original bill had a provision that I'm going to say Martha and Martha kicked out. They wrote some very compelling testimony about why it was ridiculous to put in a bill just for the historic districts that video records be maintained permanently on a website. We don't know about technology and there are all sorts of extra costs. So that's gone. The other change from the original bill was well, that's the original bill, the substitute bill. The other change is that, unfortunately, in my opinion, state agencies are now completely exempt, as are colleges and universities. So we wouldn't even get to comment in an advisory capacity. So I made some individual comments that were at the time that were directed at pretty much the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th bullet point under heading 1, just on the view that I wanted to delay this. The substitute bill was unanimously approved by the committee. So the efforts to defeat this altogether may be a lost cause. I don't know, but
Connecticut Preservation is opposing it, right?
I'm sorry.
Connecticut Preservation Trust is opposing it.
They're opposing it, and I think several other historic districts. I mean, there's been some email traffic will come in. So the question is simply, we're past the hearing stage. This would have to go directly to the legislators and whoever else we think might want to weigh in. So the threshold question is whether we want to submit anything. And then the question is, if the answer is yes, this is just a kind of spewing a rough draft of some points we might want to make.
My view is that we, yes, do want to submit something to all the appropriate, to whoever might be still in a decision-making capacity, and that your draft is really excellent, and that I don't have any, I mean, I would like it to be even stronger than it is, but I think you've been very adept and astute and saying there's no sensible reason for this and no sensible reason for that. And to me, it reads well. And I suggest you just, clean it up in any way you want, but I would approve it as is.
Yeah, I would probably, the only thing I saw in rereading it was urge you to oppose
Yes.
enactment of sections 2 and 3
Yes.
of the House bill. I have no objection to section 1, which requires broadcasting. We currently broadcast. And then I've heard nothing but good things about the rest of the bill, which I frankly am not up on the details, but it doesn't affect the HDC statute, historic district statute.
Mhm. So thank you, John, for doing this. Thank you.
Curly, do you have thoughts on this?
No, I think it definitely needs to be sent. I mean, if we don't say anything, we can't really defend ourselves.
Have any thoughts on this?
No, John, I thought it was good. I think it was really important to do. I especially was concerned about the mention of appeals going to ZBA. That would not be a good thing.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, I agree on all fronts. I was trying to keep it to 2 pages. One could get more into the weeds, but there's plenty of weeds already, I think.
Yeah, I think it's adequate. You don't need any more
No, I don't either.
weed.
No.
Good.
I do view this is, to my mind, this just strikes me as an example, one might say another example, my personal view of the state saying, okay, obviously a few towns, I've heard rumors it was Weathersfield town, objected because their HDCs were not allowing them to do things with town property that they wanted to do. But then you get a bill and it says, okay, every historic district in the entire state is treated the same.
Well, you pointed that out very well.
I just find it a bit outrageous.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Good.
I do
Well
have,
done, John.
okay, well, so if we could have a motion that the HDC will finalize and that there was a discussion of the draft, but the motion is that the HDC finalize and submit to legislators and other interested individuals or agencies a statement of opposition to sections 2 and 3 of this substitute bill 5508.
Excellent. I make the motion.
Second.
Okay. Carolyn moved and Curly seconded. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
The signs and lighting discussion. The church could not attend again today. Probably it's understandable the day after Easter, I think. But I understand, Martha, they are willing to come in May.
Yeah.
And if you could pin them down right away and
I will. Yes.
I don't know what to do about Old Lime Inn. There are concerns about the uplighting on their signs. I noticed also there's uplighting on the Audubon sign. I don't know that we approved that, did we, when they,
Which sign, John?
on the Audubon sign,
Oh,
uplighting?
It's like
It's from the ground going up.
Yeah, they told us that the lighting was already there and they had turned it off because it was dangerous. And then when they fixed the posts, they redid it. But I was pretty sure they said that it was down lighting when
I'm pretty sure they said that.
asked,
Yeah, I think what's in there now, it looks to me like just, solar lights that are stuck in the ground.
Yeah.
She said they were just temporarily going to use solar lights, didn't she, Martha? And that the new sign would be downlit.
Yes.
maybe that was it. Yeah.
That's what I remember.
So the downlightings for
The new
sign that they're
sign.
going to put in now.
Right, I think for now, they've not turned that sign lighting back on.
Okay.
It's lit at night though. Like, it
Is
is lit at night from
It
the
is?
solar lights, yeah, that are a little whiter than I. think
Just the
they
solar
were.
lights or are there down
Just the
there?
solar lights. The down lights aren't on anymore. Yeah, they're not there anymore.
The other aspect of temporary signs is, do you recall who told us there were occasional gatherings of nonprofits? They were in for some approval and that we would be invited in to discuss
That was Mary Seidner.
of
Yeah,
Where-
Mary from LYSB, YMCA Service.
LYSB.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you get in touch with her and say we're still
Sure. Yeah.
interested in having a discussion with nonprofits about that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you think, whether for next meeting, we should just focus on the church or since we, Ed had a list of a couple of things in addition to their past sign and what do we do with future temporary signs? Ed had
lighting?
some questions about
Lighting
lighting.
post and the two banners. They were, yeah.
Is that enough or do we want to try to bring in other people to the next meeting in May?
I would think the church maybe by itself. I mean, I don't know what we do about the old line. I mean, they've never come in to address the duplication of signs or anything, right?
Right.
They've just not responded.
Um,
Or they've said they were coming and then they don't show.
I think
they-
the
They were grandfathered in.
signs apparently have
That's
been
one
there for a
issue.
long time. The lighting, I think, is new. It's a little bit awkward to bring people in and talk about lighting because under new and ongoing business, again, one of the things we want to get to are lighting guidelines, and it might be nice to have those guidelines before we say,
Yeah.
we don't like what you're doing.
Well, what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
TBD.
And I know Russ has been swamped both with work and with their house edition, but he's the point person for lighting guidelines.
So do you
Okay.
think we should have the guidelines first, John, and defer the church?
No, I think if we're going to have the church in, we might as well talk about the lighting concern. I don't understand what the lighting concern is that Ed was concerned
Oh,
about.
it's not a concern, I don't think. Just
Excuse me.
they took down the old rusty light post that illuminated with the light that illuminated the steeple, and they've replaced it with a much thinner, shorter, smaller light post with a, that illuminates the steeple. You can see it. It's just as you
So
go down the street,
they
it's
put
just
in
to
a
the
new,
left of the
they put in
sign.
a new structure without it being approved.
Correct.
Then we can talk to them about that.
I think that's, they change banners and they change light posts and they add signs without consulting. So the idea was just to review with them that they are important members of the historic district and try to get them to.
Okay, so for the next meeting, we'll focus on the church and maybe you can call Mary and ask if they've had another meeting with various nonprofits and remind her that we have this approval in advance procedure for temporary signs.
And John, in addition, I think if just that if Russ could just go by and look at that light post and look at the light and see what he offers us, his, expert opinion on it before the church comes in, that would be great.
Okay. I'll mention that to Russ.
Have you checked it?
Not looked at it closely. No, I will.
I haven't looked at it at night.
Me neither.
I just see it in the daytime when I drive down the street.
Yeah.
But Russ can evaluate the lighting much better than I can. Okay, great.
Okay, secretary's report.
Let's see. Yeah. Basically the same as last month's. With the exception that for the historic plaque on at 21 Ferry Road, that is Fred Gaston's plaque. And Carolyn, you sent me these.
That was all I had, yes.
Yeah, we have these. And he has submitted quite a bit of research, which I actually did for Robin Sedgwick. That his house was part of, that was all one
Excuse
property.
me, Martha, do you know which house we're talking
Yes,
about?
I
Okay,
do.
good.
Thank you. Yeah, that was all one property and it was split in 1923. So there is a good case to say that it was built by Marshfield Parsons in around 1794.
What is the case for that, Martha?
It's in the land records. Yep, we have
What would he have
extensive.
Built that for, do you think?
Hmm?
What would he have built the house for? For what purpose would he have built that in 1794?
I don't know. Things like that don't show up in the land records.
I know, I just wonder if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You, in doing research, look at the WPA reports and photos that were done during the Great Depression.
I haven't done that.
I have seen that. They did some things in the historic district. They have a lot of information on the Sill House, for instance, and other houses. I don't think they did anything much on Ferry Road.
I was up at the state library and got to talking with someone, and they pulled out this file with many dozen photos of old houses in Old Lyme.
Mhm.
Almost all of them, our house isn't old enough to have made the list. Almost all of them 18th century, a few in the early 19th century. And there are descriptions, and a lot of it just refers to public sources, but some to conversations they were having in the 30s with people who passed down through the generations comments. And I believe they said they were all available online.
I'll have to look into
The
that.
state library. I haven't checked that myself. There's an
Could you let us know, Martha, if you find them? I'd be interested.
Yeah,
There's an amazing picture of the museum taken. It must have been right after the 38 hurricane.
With the trees, showing the trees down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Well, I
seen
think the trees had been cleared up, but there were like these trunks with no branches.
Interesting. So Marshfield Parsons, do you know about him? Martha?
Did he have the Parsons Tavern?
He had the Parsons Tavern, yes, and which is now the Ludington House. So that was a stagecoach stop right on the road to the river, to the crossing to the ferry, crossing the river. But it doesn't make sense unless he was giving it to a child, or unless he was building a structure for trade, a warehouse. Doesn't make sense to me he would build a house there. But he dies in about 1813, I think.
Yeah, he so if you think of Robin Sedgwick's house, which is right on the Lieutenant River, like a foot above the water. And then, then it goes up, and then you have Fred Gaston's house, 21. That was all one piece. And it's pretty clear in this, the descriptions put it on that side of the road, and Marshfield Parsons sold some of it to Wealth and Miller, and she may have been the one who built Robin's house, although it seems that Robin's house was actually originally just a boat shed. It was not originally made as a house.
Was it could it have been a warehouse?
It could have been a warehouse. Yeah, yeah. So it's, you know, when you get back into these old land records, it's really tricky to see which structure they're talking about.
Yeah.
But when we look at this is the one I like the best, 1874. There are houses on that side. So it certainly could have been built by him for whatever reasons. I don't think anybody could prove that it wasn't.
So Martha,
But
if you find that when he purchases the land, is there a structure already on it?
so, so in 1790, he purchased.
We can do this afterward anyway. I don't want to take all
He
your.
sold land to Wealth and Miller.
I'll just take it later, Martha.
Yeah. It's really tricky. And, you know, he submitted this like 2 years ago, 2024. So it's like,
Be nice to finish it up.
yeah. Which, and I agree, we should definitely finish it up. But the tricky thing is that if the trail fizzles out or it's not clear, then, you know, how do you make a decision?
When do you know for sure that there was a structure on that where his house is now?
It looks like 1794. Yeah. There's a structure mentioned.
And do we use that 1794 date even if there's no trace of that pre-existing structure? So does the sign on his house should indicate the date of his actual house?
That's what I think,
Yeah.
you know, and of course, you know, they added on to houses, they took things off, they put a shed on, and then they turned it
Without
into something.
HDC approval.
They don't even need that now because they're outside the district. You know, so it's really a matter of opinion. You know, do you say the whole house was built in 1790 because there's, you know, still a 4-foot addition that was there, but most of the house was built later, but you don't know when because there's no record of it? I don't know.
We can figure that out.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Anything else in your report? We're still waiting on the school.
Yes.
They're planning to do something very soon. Is that right? With the
May.
lights?
That's what they said, May or June, but they need to renew their C of A in May because it expires. So they'll be back.
Hopefully. We want it done before October 1st because if this bill passes, then we have no say.
That's
Don't
right.
tell me
Good
that.
point.
Yeah.
And 36 Lime Street, just no response.
No response, but she wants to put a new roof on. And David No from one of the architecture firms sent me an email on Saturday to say that they wanted to come in to today's meeting and get approval for the roof because they're replacing the wood shingled roof with asphalt. And I said, it's too late.
Well, but also that's anyway.
So
That's the discussion for next month, but
yeah.
what I would suggest getting in touch with David and saying, at the same time, we also need to consider
Yeah.
the railing.
Yeah.
scheduled it in
Yeah.
May.
Yep. And we have the spreadsheet design from Elena for all of our things. I sent her an email. I haven't heard anything back from her.
Walk upstairs and see if she's there.
Yeah, she, there is a way to, I don't know how much time she has left. I think April's her last month here. And, but we do now have a nice framework for that. And there is a way that, that I can convert the lists that I have into Excel.
Currently, this is an intern, a UConn graduate student
Elena.
who's interning here. And last fall, Martha and I met with her and came up with a wonderful list of tasks she could undertake. Her slate at the time was clear for after the first of the year. And as it's turning out, she's maybe partly able to get through one
One
bit,
piece.
which
But we're happy for that.
we're happy for
Oh,
that.
yes.
But anyway.
John, I'm gonna have to hate it.
Yeah, no, I think, again, our ongoing business waits. I frankly think the only way we're going to get to some of these things, some are fairly close, the website revisions, the signage guidelines to accommodate realtor signs, the demolition, a decision on what we want to do with demolition guidelines. But I realistically, this has gone on now for many months that we haven't even been able to talk about them. So I'm going to suggest that we schedule a special meeting. I think probably it's best to wait until next week when Russ and Ed's here and we can all look at our calendars, but perhaps a later date in May for the special meeting.
Sounds good.
I just see no other
think you're right.
realistic way to get to it.
I think that's right, John. I wanted to bring up two questions, Martha. Have we paid attention to there's a new fence going up between the Connecticut Examiner building and the Murphys on Lime Street? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've just noticed it.
Lee Murgy sent me he sent us a like for like. And I was looking at the like for like.
I'm assuming that just means it's a replacement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they submit a like for like and say it's a replacement, but
This
it's
is a like
not.
for like. Now, I looked back through the approvals that we had for that, and I'm sure that it was approved, but I couldn't find any details on it. There's no like explanation as to what the original fence was. He says wood, higher end structure, not simple panel, white. So it looks like it really is like for like, and it's a repair. So.
Since in order to get something on the record, perhaps you could ask them saying, we recognize it's a like for like, we'd appreciate your the sending details. Does that make sense? And, measurements of the
I could ask
thickness
them for that, yeah.
for our records.
Yeah, because they did a lot of work on that property. They put in a pool, they put a fence around the pool, we approved that. And I know that the fence separating their property from the Connecticut Examiner and the other property. I know it was approved because it wouldn't have gone up without approval.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find any details on it, so I'll ask him.
Is that pool in the historic district? I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Some past iterations of the compositions of the HDC have been a little more lax than we're trying to
Yeah.
be.
We're trying to be consistent and that's really tough.
Right.
It's very,
There's another pool question coming up, right? With Erica's house.
Yes,
Erica's pool's already come up.
Mm.
Yeah.
We've approved that
in the back.
Oh, it's been approved.
Mm.
Okay.
for better, for worse, but yes.
well, it's basically not visible.
Right.
Basically, yeah. And my last point that I want to bring up is what about or do we have any advisory capacity or opportunity to weigh in on whatever plans are happening with the new with the Big Y Shopping Center? Because nobody knows.
That was so sad.
Yeah, the trees got everybody excited and upset, but we don't have any idea what the plans for that site are.
I hadn't heard. We have a limited ability to make recommendations with respect to public buildings and sidewalks that are outside the district that affect the district. So that includes the Halls Road Sidewalk Committee,
Right.
even beyond the portion of the sidewalk that's in the district. I think there's something in there, Carolyn, about trees, but let me check.
I think we should do that quickly,
Mhm.
you know, because the time, I mean, they just came in and chopped the trees down without warning anybody and ignoring the existing landscape plans. They said that they didn't, or they weren't aware that there was a prior landscape plan that they should have conformed with, which would have prevented them from doing it. But so I think we should look into that quickly and, yeah. And do we have anybody on the sidewalk committee? We should.
Well, no one volunteered, so
But
we've,
we need to solicit. Would anybody be willing to do that? There's one opening. Could you do it, Julie? You'd be so good.
Oh, that's sweet of you to say. I'm limited, so it's a little challenging for me to commit to being on the committee. I'm happy to attend meetings here and there, but and report back.
we discussed briefly last
Maybe
meeting.
Curly would.
Except that I'm gone for 5 months.
We discussed last meeting, just being insistent that they keep us posted
Right.
and when something comes up that's of
I wonder if
Of
Ed would
issue.
do it.
well, ask him.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could,
It
are
would
we
be good.
allowed to just attend meetings?
Yeah, and have that in. I think a lot of it's going to be financial details, but a lot of it also will be plans and certainly the Halls Road development plans that I saw when we had the full development committee included sidewalks with, should I put it, rather flamboyant signs.
That was the original Halls Road plan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
imprint
but that's
sign.
out of,
Yes.
that's all gone.
I know that's gone, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's
Make it
why
happen.
One could
I want us to pay attention.
Yeah.
plans that didn't
They didn't go out.
flow into the historic district, yeah.
And John, does is it tonight's selectmen's meeting? They're going to talk about the bridge, the pedestrian replacement for the Bow Bridge?
I don't.
I just read the Limelight article about it. I don't have any information, but does that have do we have any way of influencing that? Is it 300 feet back?
Yes.
Right. But it certainly impacts the historic district.
Well, again, we can make recommendations, but it's very limited. It's sidewalks and public buildings. So if it's not a sidewalk, if it's a bridge, technically we can't make any.
But Martha Shoemaker has asked for public comments on whether the town wants this project to go forward. It's wasted a huge amount of money already. COVID and other money was thrown into this and nothing has happened over all this period of time. And I think the meeting is tonight. So I just wondered if the HDC, since comments have been requested, if we could provide a comment.
Who's going to write it up and how could we approve it as a commission? I think individuals could certainly comment.
I thought we could maybe just do it now, just, only has to be one sentence. Yours,
What is the plan for the bridge? I mean, is there a plan?
there's no real, the decision is whether the plan should continue to be planned or whether the plan should no longer be continued. And I think strongly that we need to end the plan and let the sidewalk commission plan sidewalks on a new DOT bridge. And that we don't want to spend any more time or money or whatever on this really rather frivolous project.
Deb,
But
are you-
exactly,
are you-
Carolyn. Exactly.
that?
I think there's leftover funds of something like 35,000.
Yes.
And if the funds are not used for this project, they'll go to social services, which I think is a much more better usage of the
Yes.
funds.
Are you logged in? Could you?
Can we make a statement to that effect?
Can we make a statement to that effect, Deb, that we would submit just by email now?
I think that would be great. I'm going to do one personally too.
Could you look up just Google chapter 97A historic districts? And because I can find the particular statutory provision. If we're going to say something, I think we should link it, at least link it to sidewalks. Or link it to language that we're authorized to.
I don't think we even need to in this case, Joan.
I would be more.
Because there was
comfortable
discussion about.
If we
parking,
can.
Right? Wasn't there discussion about parking related to the bridge,
Yes,
which
there's-
would then tie into sidewalks?
That's
somehow,
right.
because
We're only concerned.
it's a stretch.
But I don't
Our
think,
authority over parking is only for commercial establishments inside.
I was just
the
thinking maybe the sidewalks tie to the parking.
Yeah.
I don't know, to tie to the bridge. I'm getting you there.
Okay.
It may be a stretch.
Just a little,
Um,
yeah, I have it. I have it up here, part one, historic districts,
Okay, it's,
section
go
7.
scroll
It
down. a
seems to
couple
me
of-
that it's an easy statement.
it is, I don't think we have to link it to our,
No, I mean. the
Statutory
Historic
authority.
District Commission feels strongly that this project be,
should be
Okay.
discontinued.
should be
It's a touch screen.
discontinued.
And the
Focus on
funding,
Sidewalk. and
That
the
makes
funding
it
going to-
easier.
Okay, we may.
but it doesn't matter.
Cooperate with other agencies and organizations and groups interested in historic preservation. Render advice on sidewalk construction and repair, tree planting, street improvements, and the erection or alteration of public buildings not otherwise under its control where they affect historic districts. So I
So,
think the language about street improvements is close enough because we're talking about improving the existing bridge.
And it would be a public
That's-
structure.
public structure and you walk on it, so
You know,
that's
but it says
sidewalk,
It's
right?
not structure.
We go
it's
there.
not Public structures, it's public buildings. Sorry to be particular, but I
Kind of a
we
sidewalk.
can link it to.
It is kind of a
street
side,
improvements
isn't
and
it?
Sidewalks.
Yeah, I was
kind of a
gonna say, it is
Yeah.
kind of a sidewalk.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go from one side to the other on the sidewalk unless you go across the bridge, right?
Okay. We'll come up with a sentence. I'm on
Okay.
board.
The
sorry. This had
HDC
kind of
feels-
escaped me.
Yeah, this is
Feels-
important.
feels strongly that
The,
proceeding.
that proceeding,
Proceeding with plans for the Bow Bridge reconstruction makes no sense or should not continue. I am not a wordsmith.
Do you want to say, indicate that the HDC, under its authority to make recommendations concerning
Yes, I think that's
sidewalks and
good.
street improvements, outside the district that affect the historic district, affect the
Yes.
character of the historic district.
Yeah, because then nobody can say, well, who do they think they are?
And we've had such comments in the past.
No, really? I can't imagine. This is so exciting.
Oh, wait, hold on, let's
I'm
finish
sorry.
this first.
I know, it's just,
Okay, Joan, you can, because Martha can then send it, right, to the, each of the, to the Board of Selectmen. The Historic District Commission, under its authority to make recommendations regarding sidewalks that impact the historic district.
And street improvement.
Sidewalks and street improvements or
Mhm.
just street improvements?
I'd say sidewalks and streets.
Okay. That impact the historic district. She feels strongly, under its authority, and I can give this to you in a minute, Martha. Feels strongly that proceeding with plans for the Bow Bridge for reconstruction should not continue.
That's fine.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, is that okay with you, Deb?
Yes, that's fine, because, the sidewalk committee being, consisting of Tim, Robin Breeding, Chris Kerr, like, that is a really good group among others to handle this project. And I don't
Okay.
think, they have no jurisdiction with bridge or anything like that, but I just feel very safe with that group going forward.
Good. Okay, great. But I think it doesn't hurt and it might help to submit this statement from us.
certainly can't hurt.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay,
Well, let's adopt it. We need a motion and a second, and
okay.
I make a motion that we accept this and send it to the select committee meeting.
that we approve a statement of opposition to
Yes.
continued looking at Bow Bridge rather than this.
Yes.
Sorry.
Great.
Thank you, John.
Perfect. Do you want
I
a
will
second?
second.
Okay.
Deb seconds, Curly moved. Further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Great.
Motion carries.
Okay.
The chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Good. So moved.
Second.
Adjourn.
Martha, did